for all mu'mineen who supported this center and they are no more with us, and the marhumin of all supporters of IEC HUSAINI. Surah Fatiha for all, please. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Bismillah ar-Rahman. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ومن زحزح عن النار وأدخل الجنة فقد فاز. صلوات محمد وآل محمد. After a long time, we got this chance to sit and discuss, as usual, dua Kumail, because almost every day we had some programs, some activities that we were not able to continue our discussion on dua Kumail. I remember that we were discussing in sequence and we reached to this passage: يا سيدي يا إلهي وسيدي وربي أتراك معذبي بنارك بعد توحيدك. So Imam alayhi salam is actually talking just like someone who speaks to his most beloved person. No one is more beloved than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for a mu'min. A mu'min loves Allah the most. No one in his life is more than his Allah, his Rabb. Even his parents, his children, anyone else. And there are so many ayat in Quran that we read in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is clearly mentioning that the love to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should be more than the love to anyone else. And even if you love someone else, that love should be because of the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the reason for loving anything should be Allah. When we hear that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has condemned, and our Aimma alayhi salam, Rasulullah, we see so many ahadith, we see the Nahjul Balagha is filled with those statements in which Imam is condemning dunya, this world, and condemning the wealth of this world, and condemning to be engaged too much in this world. So that condemnation is not because dunya is wrong. Hubbu dunya. See the very famous hadith, Hubbu dunya ra'su kulli khati'ah. The love of dunya is the base of every wrong. Ra'su kulli khati'ah. It is the base of every single wrong. Go to the history, go around you, look to your own life. Anything you find wrong or dhulm or oppression, injustice, anything you find which is not fair, somebody is doing something wrong, you will find in the bottom of that wrong what? Hubbud dunya. The dhulm has happened because of this world. The love of this world pulls people towards wrong. The love of this world make people do evil and commit things that are not appropriate for human beings to do. In brief, anything wrong, the reason of that wrong is nothing but hubbud dunya. So what is condemned is not dunya itself, it's condemned hubbud dunya, love of dunya. So why love of dunya is wrong? I love my car, I love my house, I love my money, I love my job, right? So why it is wrong? No, it's not wrong. It may be good. You love your children, you love your parents, you love your friends. It is good. But the hubbud dunya, when it contradicts with the hubb of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it is wrong. When hubbud dunya make you miss your salat, and the excuse is what? I'm busy. Busy in what? Dunya. So dunya, this hubbud dunya made you leave your obligation, your salat. Hubbud dunya is not wrong. See, al-kasibu habibullah. How beautiful balance is there. See, al-kasibu habibullah. A person who earns money with hard work. This hard worker who is trying to earn money, he is habibullah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives him so much thawab. You, when you go for your job in the morning with the intention that you will go and do some work and come back with some money for your children, for your family, for yourself. Al-Kasibu Habibullah. You're doing something that you become being beloved of Allah. So on one side, Allah, Ahl Bayt are saying Al-Kasibu Habibullah. On the other side, dunya is wrong. Is this any kind of contradiction between these two statements? No. Al-Kasibu Habibullah, if your intention is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then your job becomes ibadat. Your studies become ibadat. Anything you are doing in this dunya, even if you are doing it for dunya apparently, but your intention is to please Allah in that. Not to do anything haram, not to leave anything wajib. You're just doing it, you're earning money, you're earning wealth, you are maybe wealthiest person, but not for dunya. Not leaving Allah, not forgetting Allah. Keeping yourself with Allah, following Allah's instructions, loving Allah, and this love of dunya is not going to decrease your love to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're still with taqwa, and you are still with wara' or taqwa and obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With this obedience you are earning money. No, nothing wrong with that. Not just nothing wrong, but also it becomes ibadat for you. Habibullah, you become Habibullah. If you earn money with keeping in mind that no haram should be included, no haram you should do for that, nothing wrong you should not lie, right, in your business. If you do, then this is hubbud dunya. If you don't lie and you say, if I lie, Allah will not be happy with me, so I have to be truthful no matter what happens to my business, how much I will lose, I don't care. But I will not lose my iman. Here is where you become Habibullah. So this is the good balance. When we read here, Imam is talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with that intense love. Love to last point, that the focus of our love and affection and attraction is nothing but Allah, and anything else because of Allah. I love something else because of Allah. Or, of course, there are some people whose love becomes love of Allah. Ahdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Oh Allah, keep us on right path. The right path is the path of Allah. It is Allah's path. Sirat Allah alladhi. And inna hadha sirati mustaqiman, Quran says. Allah in Quran says, this is my path, mustaqiman. The Sirat al-Mustaqim is Allah's path. But what you're asking Allah, not saying, Ahdina siratakal mustaqim, no. You're not saying, oh Allah, keep me on your right path. No. You're saying, keep me on the right path of those who you have bestowed your mercy and your bounties on. An'amta alayhim. So there are very special people. When you follow them, it means you are following Allah's will and Allah's instructions. If you love them, originally you are loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you are against them, you are against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ. I don't want to follow the path of مَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ, the people upon whom, oh Allah, you have your wrath. You are angry with. I don't want to be with them. Those people who are against you. So there are some people, if you follow them, you are following the people who are against Allah. You are going against Allah by following them, the maghdubi alayhim. And there are some people, when you follow them, actually you're following Allah's will. And this is what Allah wants you to do. So their love becomes Allah's love, their hatred becomes Allah's hatred. And this is what nowadays we have Ayyam Fatimiyya, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, Fatimatu bid'atun minni man aghdabaha aghdabani. Fatima is part of me. Whoever angers her, angers me. And of course, whoever angers me, angers Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whoever angers Allah, faqad kafar. He becomes kafir. So Allah's love, to show love, in kuntum tuhibbun Allah fattabi'uni. This is what Quran is saying. If you want to show your love to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fattabi'uni. You have to follow Rasulullah. You cannot show your love to Allah directly. You have to show your love to Allah through Rasulullah. So in the whole dua in brief today, we'll finish here, that Imam, when he is talking, no matter he's speaking about Allah's attributes or about himself. Of course, not himself, him. He's teaching us how we should read. How should we supplicate to Allah. Yourself as a supplicant, and then your relationship to your Lord. This whole dua. Nothing but to focus on Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is what Imam is saying in this sense. Oh Allah, how can you leave me in Jahannam after all that Tawheed and the love that I showed for you only? I was muwahid. My love was focused to you only. So this sentence by itself, whatever it is, but it's showing the love. When you talking to somebody out of love, this is how you say, this is how you talk. In this dua, how Imam is actually teaching us to always keep our love and our focus in our mind. Then Allah will help us in other places. Anything you need in this world, you go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will let everything come to you in this world. But if you go to dunya, with dunya, you will get neither this dunya nor the akhirah. Don't see people having money, having wealth, they are happy. No. Happiness doesn't come through money or wealth. It comes through satisfaction that you get in your heart and your mind, and it comes through tawheed of Allah and love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq and ability to really be among the people who are in the state of irfan and recognition of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and always be loving to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah. And may Allah keep us among His beloved servants, inshallah, and keep us tawfiq to follow those who are truly beloved of Allah and special chosen people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. May Allah hasten the reappearance of Imam Zaman and keep us among His companions and His soldiers.